yourself and shift, right? Because that's a scary thing. It's something that a lot of people don't really talk about.
Yeah, and for me, more than shifting, let's say one majors or even career path, is was really getting into uh entrepreneurship, right? Like having to hire people, right? Having to hire agencies. That's really what changed the game for me. Because whether you are in marketing or in law, or like if you yeah, there's a different mindset in the attitude, in the grind, in the not to take no for an answer when you work for a company and when you are really going at it on your own, right? So for me, that was crucial. But yeah, I hear you, and there's a lot of things. For example, I think in marketing, a lot of that happens too, right? A lot of people go to college for marketing, but a lot of people end up in marketing because again, they need it to grow the business, right? So whether you are the founder or whether you are the practice leader and the expert, ultimately, I always say marketing is easy to learn, relatively easy to learn. Yeah, there's some technicalities and stuff, but like ultimately, the important thing is way more important to know the industry, the business, your company, your differentiators, your competition. And then, then it will be relatively easy to adapt that and do good marketing.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say it like that, because so I started this podcast 4.5 years ago at this point, right? I didn't really put any money behind it in terms of marketing because I always just thought over time it'll grow, it'll develop, I don't have to do anything, right? It'll snowball. And that's true to an extent, but at how the internet is nowadays, right? How saturated the space is, you actually need to, put some marketing behind it and whatnot. And recently, when I actually started to do that, I mean, I've seen my platform grow, from a very small amount of subscribers relatively to, being very quickly to be one of the top, security podcasts. I have the content, right? Like I feel like the interview quality is there, but the numbers weren't there, right? And so once I shifted and I was like, well, I have nothing to lose, like why don't I put a couple $100 towards this thing? And if it doesn't work, what does it matter? And of course, or maybe not of course, but thankfully, it's paying off. And now I kind of like learned a little bit better, like, oh, okay, I actually have to market myself.
Yeah, I love to hear that it worked out. What did you do What did you do differently?
Yeah, so there's a few things, right? So the mentality behind my podcast is that I am not afraid to change things, try new things, right? Completely remove them or whatever it might be, because my view is I have nothing to lose, right? I have nothing to lose. If it works out, great. I have everything to gain. If it doesn't work out, I'm in the same spot. So what does it matter?